Welcome to another edition of Campus Reports. I'm Sarah Vernon.
And I'm Selena Garcia. Today we're going to take a look at how UNM graduates are facing an uncertain job market with an uncertain economy.
We'll also take a look at the new residential treatment center for children with autism. These stories and more here on Campus Reports.
Local coverage. Student perspectives. At the University of New Mexico. From the KNME studios, this is Campus Report.
After graduating college, most students expect to achieve their lifetime dreams of starting a career. But some grads are experiencing just the opposite, with the downhill of the economy leading to job shortages across the country. Melissa Wike has the story.
College. It's what many students feel is necessary to get a career after graduating from high school. But many college graduates are finding that getting the job they went to school for isn't going to be as easy as they might have thought. UNM graduate Kristen Bowers says that after graduating with a broadcast journalism degree this past December, her job search didn't go as well as she expected.
It's been pretty rough. There's no jobs anywhere, and it's hard for anybody to get any kind of job, not just in the professional world, but anywhere, restaurants.
Bowers says she applied at every TV station in Albuquerque, but that she was never offered a job.
I went to school for 4.5 years, but after a while, I just started getting really discouraged because no one was hiring me as a new, college graduate. So.
After 4 months of job searching, Bowers eventually was hired on to be a hostess making $8 an hour at Olive Garden. Another UNM graduate, Danielle Bauer, graduated with cum laude honors and started looking for a job months before she graduated. Bauer says she found an internship, but that they eventually did not have the funding to pay her. Bauer is now working full-time at Dion's Pizza.
Nobody was hiring full-time, and so I had my internship for about a month, and they couldn't pay me anymore, even though I was doing the work of a full-time employee, basically, with pretty heavy-duty responsibilities. And so I had to find a job at Dion's after I got off of my other job.
Bauer says that she encourages those who are graduating in May to be patient with the current standings of the job market. Over the past year, the unemployment rate has raised from over 3% to now over 5% in New Mexico.
We're in a time where really you have to have a lot of experience in a field because you're competing with people who have at least 20 years on you because they've been laid off. But trying to find a full-time job with benefits and everything in this market isn't looking very good for you.
This is Melissa Wike reporting.
Camelot of New Mexico is a new residential treatment center for children with autism. It will be the first treatment center of its kind to come to Albuquerque. The center will house young boys and girls ages 5 to 17. There will be 3 fully furnished units with a total of 39 beds. Classrooms will be used by contracted APS special education teachers to hold these classes for these children. A variety of other rooms for programming and daily activities will also be used. The sensory room will allow therapists to provide stimulation, sensory, and therapy for the children. The recreation room will be used for leisure and include air hockey, a pool table, a Nintendo Wii, and other activities.
Day rooms, classrooms, sensory rooms, rec rooms. We've got a beautiful facility here that we're real excited about, and it's going to be more like a home than a facility.
Nikka Peralta sat down with Doug Flannery, Program Director for Camelot of New Mexico, to find out why this new service is good for New Mexico.
Joining me today is Doug Flannery, Program Director of Camelot of New Mexico. Hello, Doug. Thank you for joining us.
I'm glad to be here.
Great. So why is Camelot coming to New Mexico?
Well, New Mexico hasn't really had services for people that are diagnosed on the autism spectrum, and so we're going to actually serve kids aged 5 to 17 who have diagnosis on the autism spectrum in residential treatment.
And why is it necessary for New Mexico to have a residential treatment center for autistic?
Well, a lot of our kids who are in this situation are being sent out of state right now, and so the idea is to keep them closer to home, give them the treatment they need, and then ultimately return them to their homes.
And what services will be provided?
Well, we're starting out with residential treatment. So it's going to be like a home for these patients to live. And there's 3 units, one with young boys 5 to 12, one with boys 13 to 17, and one with girls 5 to 17. And they'll receive the treatment they need. They'll get a psychiatrist, therapist, and school, and all their programming. And then we'll work hard to provide wraparound services so they can get home. Down the line, we'd really like to open up a day school and other wraparound services so we can provide a continuum of care for these patients.
And since New Mexico, this is the first coming to New Mexico, what what is going to benefit the community?
Well, it basically, it's just a service that we don't have right now. So it's really going to be great for people with this diagnosis to be able to get the services they need close to home. And then we'll actually have people who go into the homes and help implement the same programs so they can get home and live with their parents.
And so it'll be a transitionary period from the treatment center to
yes,
home?
Absolutely. Most of it will. They'll get their residential treatment for a couple of months. Then once we get our day school coming, they basically come in for services but go home every day. Then eventually we hope to get them getting their services on an outpatient basis.
Okay, and when are these services going to be available?
Well, we're getting our first admission in mid-April, and we're real excited about it, and we hope to have our 39 beds filled within the year.
Great. Well, thank you so much for joining us, and good luck.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, hold on. New Mexico tax rebate has attracted many filmmakers to the land of enchantment. Recently, movies made in the state have been regular in the box office, and the trend is looking to continue. Adrian Dorfler is here to talk about the current and future movie scene in New Mexico. Hi, Adrian.
Hello, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. So, what movies are currently at the box office or, going to come out soon?
Well, a comedy called Sunshine Cleaning, which was based and made in Albuquerque, is already out. And so is Observe and Report with Seth Rogen. That movie was released just this past weekend. And Governor Richardson, he gave that movie an award for their green filmmaking procedures that they did. They would use environmentally safe practices such as biodiesel fuels for driving around and transporting themselves. And then also Terminator Salvation will be coming out soon this summer. That was made mainly in Albuquerque studios. And then Transformers Revenge of the Fallen, the sequel to the first one, will be coming out. That movie spent some time in New Mexico. And then Year One with Jack Black will be coming out, which was made here. And Men Who Stare at Goats with George Clooney and Kevin Spacey is scheduled to come out in probably September of this year. And then The Spy Next Door with Jackie Chan is scheduled to come out in 2010.
Cool. Is there anything that local New Mexicans can do to get part of this film industry?
Most definitely, if they just log on to New Mexico Film Office, newmexicofilm.com at the New Mexico Film Office webpage, and if they just click on Crew and Resources, and then for locals, all the information will be there for anybody who wants to get involved, and mainly below the line production work, which is for extras and camera people.
Cool. Well, thank you for joining us today.
Most definitely.